The purpose of our 5 steps to success, our focus note-taking, is to demonstrate your understanding of the 5 phases of the focus note-taking process. For some of you, this is brand new. For some of you, this is a review. So, I have a couple things I want to show you. We're going to watch this little video clip, and I want you to write down one thing you find interesting from this video clip.
Did you know that the brain is designed to forget things, which makes learning new information really hard? The focus note-taking process makes learning stick. A landmark study done in the 1880s found that people forget along a predictable curve. In an hour, you will forget more than half of what you've learned. A day later, you will only remember a third. And it just keeps getting worse from there. The focus note-taking process is designed to help you remember what you learned. The secret is repetition. Interacting with your notes within 18 minutes will boost your recall from 55% to 100%. Revisiting your notes within 1 day increases your learning from 70% back to 100%. Notice the curve of forgetting changes dramatically after every interaction with your notes. Complete 5 repetitions, and the information is all but cemented in your brain.
Okay, why do we review our notes at least 5 times? What does that do to our brains?
Makes you remember it easier.
Yeah, it makes you remember it easier. It cements it into your brains. Okay? That's why we were talking about this, because if you review your notes every day you have class, it drastically reduces the amount of study you have to do outside of it. How many of you had a class where you've taken a bunch of notes and then you have a PC or exam and you have to spend a long time reviewing the information because you've forgotten most of it? Okay, how would you like it if you just had to spend half an hour reviewing that information instead of 2 or 3? That would leave a lot more time for Netflix and napping and running and TikTok dances, hot Cheetos, okay? It would leave a lot more time for that. So every time you're interacting with those notes, it's going to help you remember things. And is it just taking the notes out and looking at them?
No.
No, you have to read them and interact with them. If you don't, then this process basically doesn't work, okay? So, here's just a quick reminder, right? When you learn information, you remember 100%. After 20 minutes, it's about 66%. That's almost half of the information gone, right? Within 24 hours, you maybe remember a couple of things. And then by 7 days, maybe 25%, a fourth of the information. Excuse me. So, if we review after 20 minutes, so if you take notes in your class, and then at the end of class you read through those notes, you're going to remember 100%. Within a day, if you review them, and for the sake of A days and B days, if you review them the next time you have class, it does increase that retention. Brings you back up to 100%. Okay? If you keep that up for 5 days, okay, you're at 100%. So, the first time we take notes, right, we're just taking notes. How many of you brought notes from one of your classes today? We should have all brought notes from one of our classes. Will you find those in your binder? Find your notes from a different class. If it's in the same notebook, that's fine. But I want you to find notes from another class. Hopefully that's recording. Find your notes from another class. Trying a couple things out. Okay. So, we've all taken notes, right?
Yes.
So we've taken notes. What's the second step?
Process.
With our ninja hands, we process those notes, okay? So within 28 to 48 hours, okay? We think about our notes, we revise, we chunk, we highlight, we annotate, we pair share, which means if you're missing information in your notes, find someone in class that you're like, hey, can I look at your notes to make sure I got everything? Okay, that's appropriate. You can highlight key vocabulary words, circle, underline, all of those things. How many of you have a highlighter? How many of you need a highlighter? Okay, what I'd like you to do is we're going to spend 2 minutes just in this note taker. I want you to go through, read them, highlight, circle. Okay, review that information. Take 2 minutes. If you need a highlighter, Merry Christmas. Raise your hand if you need a highlighter. Merry Christmas. Keep this highlighter, it is yours. Okay. When you look at your math notes, what kinds of things should you highlight in your math notes? Formulas, vocab words, equations. Okay? Circle things that are important. Chunk information if you did a couple of different equations. Do you have another class? You threw your math notes away? You don't have notes from English or anything else? Okay, next time we come prepared with notes. So we're taking a minute. If you need to highlight or circle or add something else, that's what we're doing in these notes. You can add more information that you know from this, right? When you're finished, please put your highlighter on your paper to show me you're ready to move on. Awesome. Okay, I would encourage you to do this for all of your classes when you go to class. If you have some downtime or if you're doing a starter question and you finish your starter question early, go back to your notes, take that time, review, okay? If you use that time wisely, then you don't have to do it at home. Maybe you're bored at home and need something to do when you get home. Go through and read your notes. Highlight and process those notes, okay? So you can close your notebooks if you want. We're going to review these next steps, and the next time we come to class, we're going to go back to this. So within 48, so this is the third time we interact with these notes, right? Our ambitious students are connecting their thinking. Remember, connect thinking. We're putting knowledge into our brain. Okay, we're thinking about questions. Okay, we'll talk about Costas levels of questions later. But we're going to be asking questions. So if you're looking at your notes, this is like, what is the formula to solve this integral? What is the definition of a simile? What is this? You're writing questions that you can find your answers directly in your notes, and we'll look at that and go back. Okay, at least 7 days later, okay, we summarize our notes. Did we talk about reading the back of a book?
Yeah.
What do you find on the back of a book?
A preview of the story.
A preview of the story or a summary of parts of the story. You're basically doing the same thing with your notes. What if you don't have room on your notes? What do? Use another paper or sticky notes. If you need sticky notes, I will give you some sticky notes to stick in your binder to use to stick. Okay? And then 7+ days later, we apply our learning, right? We make something happen. What is an example of applying our learning? PCs. What else? What? You had a thought. What other things? PCs? Yes.
Lesson reviews?
Lesson reviews, okay, when we're reviewing our quizzes, tests, projects, anything that we're taking the information and showing that we know, okay? So here's an example of what your notes could look like, right? You go through a review and chunk different things. So these are our 5 steps to focused note taking. Why do we review them 5 times? So we can remember and cement it in our brains. All right. I am going to move some of you around. We're going to do a fun activity today. I'm really excited to practice some of the steps of focused note taking. Okay? But real stylized. You ready for this?
Oh my gosh, it's the castle.
This match.
Stop. Narcos. In the real life ones, they play the cartoon version.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I noticed that they've changed a lot of them. No! Dang ads. Okay, what's going to happen? What I need you to do is I need you to go to Canvas. And just, well, not yet. Watch, and then do. Do. Wow, what a life. This is how we do in Avid. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Yeah, everything is awesome when you're living the dream, which is Avid. Student view. Sometimes we sing our feelings. Okay. Yep. No, dang it. I love technology, you guys. I'm always really good at remembering to publish everything. There we go. Okay, if you go to Avid, woo, day 4, the second, right? Just because I haven't changed it on my board, it is the second. Okay, you're going to click on Focus Note Activity. It's going to bring up some instructions. Oh, I do have a handout for you to help you. But we are going to be doing a Disney Focus Note activity. Yay! Because we all need a little Disney in our lives. Maybe you're like, I hate Disney. Don't say it.
I used to.
Who said they hate Disney?
I don't know, someone who needs some Disney loving. It's okay if you used to, but Disney to me is just goodness and magic and stories that help you to deal with real life. Okay, so what's going to happen is with the person you're sitting with at your table, you're going to pick a Disney movie you both like, okay? You're going to pick a Disney movie you both like. You're going to take out a piece of paper and you're going to take notes about the characters, the plot, the theme parts, important things, okay? You're going to write everything you know about that, okay? If we have time, after that, you're going to then go through and process, okay? You're going to process, highlight, circle important things. Make sure that you're chunking information so it's nice and organized, okay? Once you've done that, dun. So phase 2, each of you review your notes section, circle vocabulary, use symbols, cross out any fluff that you don't need. Identify any important information if you're going to write a test about your movie. That's all you want to keep after your initial thing. Third phase, you're going to write some questions related to your information. Fourth, you're going to put the most important parts together to create a summary of the movie. So if you were called by Disney, beep boop, beep boop, write me a summary for the movie, okay? They can use your summary on Disney Plus, okay? The last phase, I don't know if we'll have time for this today. This might be something that we work on Friday, okay, because you guys have distance learning with me on Friday, my B-Day kids. Okay, we are going to work on creating a poster of the most important things from this movie. So if someone were to look at it, they would know what was going on. Yes, question?
Oh, can we do Disney shows too?
Disney shows are hard because there's a lot, and it's hard to pick one episode. You would have to be really specific, and that's a little bit more difficult. So let's stick to Disney and Pixar movies. Pixar's fine. Okay, I'm a Pixar fan. If it's under the Disney blanket, Marvel is fine, Star Wars is fine. Anything that you could really find on Disney Plus is fine, but let's stick to like well-known Disney things. So as we go through this, we're good to go. Questions, comments, concerns? Okay, I'm going to split you up and we should be set. Got to stop recording my movie.